Testing, 1, 2. Testing, 1, 2. What's going on, y'all? Just testing all the levels, testing everything, seeing what's going on, using my other mic today. I was having some problems on that other live stream I did. What's happening, y'all? Glad to see y'all in the building. Those of y'all catching on the replay, glad to see y'all here. How's your Thursday going today? Mine was going pretty good. You know what I mean? Can't complain. This time I'm smarter enough to eat before I start this live stream. But I probably won't be on here long. Just drop some information that I thought was interesting. I saw a video of the Saint and the Sinner, and he was debating the polygamous lifestyle. So I said the polygamous lifestyle. What's that all about? What's the difference between monogamy and polygamy? Well, I'm gonna just use the street version. Monogamy is when you're mate with one person solely, and that's it. Polygamy is when you mate with more than one person. And so most men are okay with themselves being polygamous, but not a woman polygamous. Well, the Saint and the Sinner, he was debating this family that had 2 wives and 2 husbands between them. So it wasn't the husband had 2 wives. It was the wives have 2 husbands. Now I've seen this before in some kind of Rastafarian communities, in the Bush communities. I've seen this in kind of like Nature Boy type communities where sex is between everybody. Everybody is able to have sex. There is no I'm not saying this is Nature Boy's thing, but I'm just saying I've seen it in setups like his where they don't really look at heterosexuality or homosexuality. They don't really look at that. Anybody can have sex with anybody, and male or female or however many partners that want to participate or whatever, right? So how then is it that we come to this impasse where some people will want to live the monogamous lifestyle? That's what most of us profess, right? Even though, if we want to be honest, most of us are not living a monogamous lifestyle. We're living a polyamorous lifestyle, but it's just for the public face, we're living the monogamous lifestyle. Now I'm gonna play a little bit of the Saint and the Sinner's little thing here because you're gonna see, man, it's gonna be funny. He was not very lenient on them at all. He really went in on them and how he felt about their lifestyle. So we're gonna play a little bit of it. Shout out to the Saint and Sinner, though.
Devon Burton, the Saint and the Sinner. Oh, today we got one of the debates of the century. Oh, it's the big homie, the one and only Fax Kellerman, Stephen A. Pym. Oh, and I'm debating 4 people at once. And we are going to do the kind thing of letting them introduce themselves, for they know themselves better than I do. And we would be thankful if you would all share your name and your educational background. Briefly, we don't need to know what elementary school you went to, and perhaps your position in this relationship that you all have, maybe when you came in. And once everyone gets their introduction out, then we'll lay the ground rules, and then we'll get this work.
Sounds good. Peace and blessings. I'm Rakim Sekou, BS in Industrial Engineering, Masters in Business.
From Howard, both of them?
NC State Engineering, Howard Grad School.
Neat.
My name is Karina Neri Sekou, Business in Business Administration at Rollins College in Orlando, Florida.
Hi, my name is Kenya K. Stevens. This is my husband, my co-wife, and my other husband. And I went to Howard University with a major in early childhood.
Hold on. Did you hear what she said? She said, this is my husband, this is my co-wife, and this is my other husband. I just want to make sure you heard what she said. Okay.
Psychology.
All right, I'm Tantric Sex, so I have a degree from the streets, but I've got a background criminal justice, aviation, and accounting.
The people I know who have degrees from the streets don't quite resemble you, brother, but we'll get into it in a little bit. I didn't get your name. It wasn't quite clear. Would you repeat that?
Tiger Moonstone.
Tiger Moonstone.
Sir.
Boy, that sounds like a potion somebody that mixed up on one of the reservations.
Man, you know, so from the reservations, nothing but good stuff mixed up in here.
Okay, beautiful thing. Well, I commend you all for being willing to come on the platform and have this discussion. Undoubtedly, the last discussion I think went left, and we'll kind of review that. One thing I will share with the viewers is that following the end of this one, we will be taking that one down. So that's something that I've agreed to, and I am a man of my word. And so once we finish up this within an hour of this one, I'll take down that previous one from public platforms. So I just want to be transparent with everyone about that. Rakim, I think I made your acquaintance briefly on the phone in the last conversation. It's a pleasure to be able to see you here in the flesh. Now, before we get rocking and rolling,
Brother, how do we refer to you? How should we refer to you?
You're right. You see, I didn't even introduce myself. I guess because the viewers know me. But my name is Marquette Devon Burton. You can call me Marquette. You can call me the Saint. You can call me the Big Homie.
I like the big homie.
Big homie.
Yeah. I got a degree from the streets too. Yeah. Anyways, so we initially invited Kenya on the show because a lot of people are perturbed by the concept of one woman being passed around like a slobbery blunt. They tend to think it's nasty and everybody shouldn't be hitting at the same time. And during the conversation, it reached a bit of a fever pitch, but I think there's still a lot of information we didn't get out. And I'm gonna just hit you with a bunch of questions. We'll go back and forth. So I just want to lay one ground rule, and actually not even a rule, a norm, something we should try to follow. We're on two different sides. Obviously, there's four of you, there's one of me, which is to say that if I speak for 2 minutes, then there would be about 2 minutes on your side, not per person, but collectively. We'll try not to over talk and cut one another off because that's the civilized thing to do. And beyond that, you know, be yourself. Fair?
Fair.
Sounds fair.
Okay. And Rakim, you're the first husband that came into the mix?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, my question for you all is, I guess actually for the ladies first, and I'll direct this one to Kenya. Have you had sex with multiple men in the same day?
Oh my goodness. I think I have. I think I would enjoy that very much. If I haven't, I would like to. I think that for me, sex equals creativity. So the more sexual energy that I have, it's really connected me to source. So when I think of sex, I don't think of penis and vagina. When I think of sex, I think of communing with nature. I can have sex lying on the ground with nature, or sex having a conversation with my co-wife, or having a conversation with anyone. It really doesn't equate to penis and vagina for me. We practice Tantric Sex. So Tantra is a form of connecting to actual source energy through sexuality.
And to be blunt, gentlemen, when you're listening to this, do you think, God, that's some bullshit? Or are you like in your head like, oh, this makes sense? When I heard that, I was like, this is some bullshit. You know, when we're talking about sex, we're speaking of copulation, intercourse, penis and vagina. We're not speaking of...
all right, so y'all can see how he went in on them, man. He went in on them. He went in on them. I mean, shout out to the Saintness Center. He went in on these people, man. And, you know, shout out to the Progressive Love Academy. I mean, they dealt with it, man. They put up with it. But man, the Saint went in on them. And his biggest gripe with them was that they were sharing the ladies. And that was his biggest gripe. And then so he tried to talk to the guys and see, he tried to like poke the guys a little bit to see if they were okay, if they were really okay with having sex with a woman that is not exclusive to them. See, and now, and I know, see, most of us, just to be in the reality of how it is out here, women, I mean, men and women, we say, we talk monogamy, but we actually live in polygamous. We actually live in polygamous. The woman got a man on the side, the man got a woman on the side. A lot of us are living polygamous, and we don't want to express that, or we don't want to admit that, but that's the reality of the situation. So my question to this situation is always going to be, and maybe one day I can get these people on, is why marry? I mean, if you're gonna be polygamous, be polygamous. If you, I mean, you won't be 100% polygamous, meaning that there's gonna be women, or the women can sleep with multiple men, the men can sleep with multiple women. That's 100% polygamous, right? If you're gonna be like that, why marry? Why get married? That's what I don't understand. Why? Where did the marriage come in? Sister Enya, shalom, shalom. Good to have you in the building. Good to have you in the building. You're gonna be laughing, Sister Enya, when you see this stuff, because Saint the Sinner, he just, man, he put a spear through these people, boy. But it was kind of funny. But he asked some good questions. He asked some pertinent questions. So I thought this was interesting. So we're kind of going through this right now. So hang on tight. Put your seatbelt on.
Involving spaceships and flowers.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how we tend to look at it. I mean, sex for us is not just about penis and vagina. We study Tantra. It's a lot deeper than that for us. But I get exactly where you're coming from, Marquette. I mean, I get what you're saying. Most people look at it the way you do. That is basically fucking, it's basically intercourse.
Right, and the name is Marquette. And if you had a chance to review the last video, that was the same thing that I shared with Kenya. And as communications leaders or coaches, I would hope that we can pick that up at some point. And if you can't pick it up, feel free to drop down to some of the other names that I might go by. Now, you all live together in the same house?
For the most part. So we do a lot of traveling and a lot of engagements elsewhere, but this is what we call home as a community. We're all together.
Gotcha. Now, see, the thing for me, if I was in your home, which obviously I wouldn't be, but if I was a part of this sex swingers cult that you have here, I feel like my nickname in your house would have to be Me First. You know, you're running a train on a chick, nobody wants to go caboose, which is the last guy in, right? You know, you're sticking to.
Yeah. So he is going in on them about that. You just got here. We're watching the Saint in the Center, and he is going in on this alternative lifestyle group here with the 2 wives and the 2 husbands, and these are her 2 wives, and this is her wife and her 2 husbands, her wife and her 2 husbands, and his wife and his other wife and his friend husband, brother husband, I guess that they would call it, but. The Saint the Center is going in. So we're just watching that, and we're going to talk about it in just a few minutes. So let me get, yes, this was way out. When I saw this, I was like, what the F? What is going on here? Oh, you ain't heard nothing yet. We just getting warmed up.
The fish stick and all that whipped cream that's been left over. That's, I think, what people find viscerally disgusting. So why is it that whereas the majority of the human population finds this to be a vile thing, that you 2 gentlemen are like, sign me up?
Well, I would say it's probably because we don't go with the visceral explanation that you gave to it. See, having sex is not disgusting. It's not vile. It's lovely. It's great. It smells good. It feels good. And I don't think there's anyone out there that would disagree with me on that.
That's because you're not addressing the question, brother. Like the challenge here is I didn't talk about sex being disgusting. You're going off the rails. I said having sex with the same female in the same day, which your wife says, yes, I have been ran through by multiple guys in the same day. I'm saying when you're one of those guys, you don't find that to be nasty to be poking around in the same orifice where another guy's penis previously was, and he ejaculated, and now you're poking around in his bodily fluids plus hers. You don't find that to be nasty? That's what I'm asking you.
Now, that was a good question. That was a good question, right? I mean, if you're going to live this lifestyle, you got to accept a few things, right? So he was asking him, hey, what is your true feelings on, being secondary player in a situation where a guy is already ejaculated in a woman? I know this is some strong language, so please, you guys, if you got children, might want to take the children out of the room on this one. But anyway, yeah. So why would a man want to follow another man in a woman, right? It was a good question. Let's see what they say. Let's see what their answer is.
Well, if you're going through and you're saying that just because it's a bodily fluid, that's what makes it nasty, or is it the concept that you think it's nasty? So if, let's say you're with a lady and you spit, is that nasty? If your saliva is on her vagina, in her mouth, that's nasty.
On her vagina, bro. You's afraid to eat, bro. I don't be spitting on the vagina, you heard me? But go ahead.
Well, that's what I'm asking. So you think that's nasty? And if you use your oral anything on a person, you use your mouth on them, that to you is nasty.
I asked him last week if he thought that men were nasty or if semen was nasty. What is the nasty part? I think semen is very healing. It has it produces oxytocin in the woman. Really wonderful euphoric feelings.
Okay. All right, y'all. Now we got to do some. Sister Enya, this is some hippie type 70s and peace on the earth type stuff. You know what, Sister Enya? Back in the day, you could say that. You could say, man, black people, we don't get involved in stuff like that. But here we are, 2021, and we got black people talking about this stuff, parading this stuff, and actually pushing this as a lifestyle. These people hold classes. They've been doing this for 10 years or 15 years or something like that, holding classes, teaching seminars about this type of situation. So, there was a day when we wouldn't get involved in stuff like this, but now we're here. We're here. The rubber has met the road, right? The rubber has met the road. But let's talk about a woman having multiple men visit her inside of a certain window of time where her body needs to eject the essence of a man, right? Sister Enya, I know it's right. It's sad. Got to laugh to keep them crying, though. Yeah, you know what? I don't want to just talk to y'all about hard topics. Sometimes I don't talk to y'all about stuff that's just, you look at it, you go, wow, wow. But we're going to talk about it, Sister Enya. Strap in. We're going to talk about it. We're going to discuss it today. So anyway, the situation where a woman takes more than one male organ and takes their essence inside of a window. See, there's a window of time where the female has to clean all of that out, or clean as much of it out as she can, get it out of her system before moving on to the next man. That should be 30 days. That should be a 30-day window, at least, right? But a lot of our sisters, man, ain't learning this stuff, because who's teaching it? Nobody wants to teach it. If you teach now, because women are being taught that promiscuity is powerful, and you powerful if you promiscuous, according to Maxine Waters, right? Maxine Waters said that you powerful if you promiscuous. But no, it's not. It's actually you losing power like that, but and you losing sexual market value. However, however, what's the problem? How come a woman can't have multiple men inside the same day, leaving their essence in her inside the same day? What's the problem with that? Well, there's a number of problems with that, but the main problem is one of the main problems is paternity. Paternity. It brings confusion upon the situation of paternity. See, if you give yourself a 30-day window, there's not going to be pretty much too much question on the paternity of a child. At least 30 days, right? But when you are having sex with men, different men, multiple men, I mean, and let's not be prudes. I mean, we've all made mistakes. So I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about actually talking to people that's actually living this kind of lifestyle. When you're having sex with multiple different men and you're a female and they're leaving their essence in you, it confuses the case of paternity. Now we have to get science involved. Before we didn't have to get science involved. We know, okay, I've been with just you. I've been with just you. Sister Wana, what's going on? Hey, Brother Clarence, what's going on, Sister Wana? Wait till you see this, man. This is so funny. This is so funny, but wait till you see this. But anyway, it confuses paternity, the paternity of the situation, let alone just the hygienic part of the situation where a female should only be dealing with one male at a time because you're not in heat. Animals that experience heat, they can have multiple males at the same time. You know, like tigers, they can have multiple males in the same day. But you don't experience. You as a female don't experience heat. You don't have a time of the year where you are just overcome with hormones to mate. You know, we have moments where we're want to have sex, but that's not most of the time it's not for mating. Most of the time that's for recreational enjoyment that we had that had that desire. But let's move on because this dude, man, he was spearing them left and right. So let's let's take a look and see what he's talking about.
Cocktail, it bonds women with men. I don't know which part is nasty.
Got you. So I will tell you that I asked you a question and you actually turned around and basically asked me a question rather than explaining your position, but that's fine. In summary, it seems though your position is no, I do not find it nasty to put my penis in the same orifice where another male's penis has been and that male has ejaculated there as well. You don't find that to turn your stomach at all. You're comfortable with that.
I'm comfortable with any man that I know. So if you're trying to say that, we're
Wait a minute. Did you hear what this man just said? Did you guys hear what this man just said? He said he's comfortable with any man that he knows ejaculating in his wife and running up behind that. Ouch. Ouch. Whew. I told you, Sister Inya, I was gonna make y'all laugh today. Sister Inya, society looks at our women as eye candy and whores. Yeah, unfortunately, Sister, and you know what? A lot of these media companies will reward that behavior by paying them lots of money, i.e. Megan Thee Stallion, i.e. Cardi B, i.e. Nicki Minaj, etc., etc. This makes mockery out of us as a whole. You're right. That's why, remember, I shared with y'all why Regis Philbin got fired off of the Regis Philbin and Kathy Lee show. He got fired because he grabbed Nicki Minaj's butt at the end of her performance. Why? Now, the question is, why did he grab her butt? What made him think that he could just grab her butt and she was going to be okay with that? It was the presentation that she had. Now, I'm not saying it was right that he grabbed her butt and she shouldn't have been upset with that. Yeah, of course. But I'm saying how she presented herself made him think, man, I can grab her butt. It's okay. No problem. Of course, she got fired off the show and all of that. And now you got a whole new setup. Now you got Kelly Ripa and that other guy that used to be on the radio. You got Ryan Seacrest. Yeah, you got that situation happening now. But that ball got rolling when Regis Philbin grabbed Nicki Minaj's ass after she came on the show to perform. And right up there on live TV, he grabbed her ass and they fired him, and that's what got the ball rolling. Anyway, this is also a part of the feminist movement. Yeah, you're right. And the feminist movement got them to this part here where you want two husbands. That's crazy. And that'll never work. It's never going to be a long-term workout. It'll be a short-term, but it's never a long-term workout. Anything a man could do, a woman could do better. Yeah, that's their position. But a woman probably could have more sexual encounters because there's more thirsty dudes than thirsty women. However, it's hard to set up a family around a bunch of dudes and one woman. That's hard to do. I don't see how she was able to do this, but hey, she made it work. Sister Wanda, actually women want sex and food when they're bleeding. And I'm sure they do. Sister Wanda, but you're not experiencing heat. Heat is when you're trying to mate, to procreate. That is called heat. Most human women do not experience heat. They experience desire for a sexual encounter. It's usually pleasure-based. It's not like I'm in heat. I need to have sex. I need to mate with the best male available so that I can bring a child. That's heat. And most human women don't experience heat. Sister Enya, oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. You don't experience heat. Animals of the beasts experience heat. They don't have no way to communicate to themselves, communicate to each other that they want to have recreational sex. They don't. They have to stay away from each other. If you notice, most animals, especially wild animals, they stay away from each other. Men and females, they don't roam together. They don't do anything together. Lions don't do anything together but eat. Nobody or hunt. They don't do anything else together. The man goes off and sleeps by himself. The women are with the children, and that's it. The man only comes around to eat, or if he sees that they need help, as far as bringing something down, he'll help them then. But other than that, they don't hang out. But we as human beings, we have a social net. We can socially get together, even though we're not trying to mate. You know what I'm saying? We're typically the only ones that we can get along and pair bond, and we don't have to be actually in the mating process at that time, right? Sister Wanda, oh, I see. Oh yeah, we're gonna see a lot today, Sister Wanda. We're gonna see a lot today. We're gonna get rolling on it. I got a little bit more of this I'm gonna show you guys, and then I'm gonna get into which one is better. Which one is better? Monogamy, polygamy? Which one is better? Or the undefined situation? The only issue I have with these people, if you want to have sex with multiple people, why did you get married? That's the only thing. Why get married? Stay single and everybody has sex with everybody, and it's no problem. Why do you want to get married? For what was the purpose of that? Because marriage implies that you only have sex with the person that signed the marriage certificate with you. Sister Wanda, do you think we all should just be single since we don't really get along? No, Sister Wanda, because no great society was ever built on people being single. And people don't really, especially men, it's hard to trust men that are single because they have no skin in the game to create a better society. You know what I mean? They can talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. And if a beautiful woman comes their way, they'll follow that beautiful woman. That's why when you get into when people want to do really serious deals with you, most of the time they're going to want to see that you're married because they want to see that you're grounded. And marriage is kind of like college. How college shows that you can do assignments timely, marriage shows that you can, you know how to negotiate. You can negotiate and you can compromise, and you can, when it's necessary. That's what men that are looking to do business. Like if I was looking to do business with somebody, I'd rather do business with somebody who's married, who's grounded, that I know, okay, this guy, I mean, all things being equal, all things being equal. I wouldn't want to do business with a married guy that don't have no money or can't figure anything out over a guy that is on top of his game. He's single. But I'd rather do, if everything is all things the same, I'd go with the married guy. That's why the office of president, you can't get that office unless you're married. You can't even qualify for that office. You have to be married to even run for president because they want somebody that's grounded. Sister Juana, I hear you, but most people are not monogamous in relationships. You're right. I was saying that from the beginning. People, we talk monogamy in the front end, but we actually polyamorous. Most of us are polyamorous. The men have a girl on the side, the woman has a man on the side. That's how we live in mostly. But that's not the way. It's not the way we should be living, because no great society can last like that. That's what the Greeks were doing. That's what the Romans were doing, and the Romans brought that understanding into Egypt, and then the Egyptians gave that understanding to the Ethiopians, and it just broke down all those societies. Men not pursuing the nuclear family, because there's something about the nuclear family that when you have a man and a woman, at least one man and at least one woman, you got it's a little more grounded. When you got multiple men with one woman, that's chaotic, and you got confusion, because most men are going to want a woman to follow their instructions. So whose instructions are the men? Whose instructions are is the woman going to follow if there's multiple men? But if there's multiple females, you can have a lot more order with multiple females and one male than one female and multiple males. But the reality is, you're right, Sister Wanda. The reality is that's what we're doing. Whether we want to put it up there on Front Street or not, that's what we're doing. Anyway, let's get into some more of the saint in the center destroying this love cult thing here. Let's get into more of that. Let's see here.
In this train, because I've not ever been in a train situation with any female. It's always been a one-on-one sexual experience with every female that I've ever been with. So for this train scenario that you're describing with me, I'm not going to find it nasty because I'm not going to have knowledge of any nasty person being involved with the woman that I was involved with prior to that. Unless you're saying that, you're in a situation where your boys are nasty. If so, you might want to check them and be like, oh, you need to go clean your shit up, versus starting to check this lady.
I appreciate your response. That was definitely to the point. Shante Castro, he writes, according to her definition, she's having intercourse with you right now, saying, which I think he's saying your definition is so broad that it is without meaning.
Yeah. I can definitely understand that. I think most of us in the West learn sex from pornography. So we think of sex as pornographic, or we think of sex as penis and vagina. And I totally understand that.
Got you. And you've grown up in the West like we have, I would trust.
I have. I just gave it up when I was about 14 and started reading the Tao of Sexology, which is more of an Eastern understanding of sex. Then studying Egyptian Tantra, and then studying Malaysian Tantra, or then studying South African and Twa, sexual habits, reading Sex at Dawn, books that take us out of the Western misunderstanding.
Wait a minute. Do you guys think it's okay for a woman to be at 14 years old, a girl, you got a 14-year-old daughter, your 14-year-old daughter is reading books about sex from all over the world? Is that something you would want to have happening? not me. Not me. But I just want to ask you a question. Sister Wana, the thing is, men don't know who else a woman is dealing with. No, nobody knows who a woman is dealing with. Nobody knows. But what women in today's world don't understand is a woman's value has always been the integrity of her vagina. That has always had a high value for men. If your vagina has a high integrity, meaning a low count, then that is, most men can appreciate that, and they're willing to put a premium on dealing with somebody who has a vagina that has low mileage. Well, a lot of women don't get that. They think, you know what, if a man can go out there and sleep with 50 women, I can go out there and sleep with 50 men. You can do that. But the problem is, what man of value or what man who really wants to build the world is wanting to build this world around a woman that has so many different partners? That's the problem. That's the issue you're running into. Well, that's not fair. I know it's not fair, but that's how men think. That's how men think about it. So if you want to deal with men, then you're going to have to understand that this is how men think about it. You ain't going to be able to change the whole world's mind. You're going to have to either go with the flow or do your own thing or be a lesbian, right? So they decided to do their own thing. Sister Wana, unless you have the woman follow 24/7, you'll never know if a woman is having sex with another man. It's right. You never know. You never know. But that's why it's best to have a connection not only with her body, but her mind as well. Because a woman that you have a connection with her mind, there's going to be something off when she's having sex with another person. You're gonna see that energy is going to be off, and you'll be able to, if you have your eyes open, you'll be able to see that. Something's out of the way. Sister Enya, I think the parents should be the one to teach about intercourse. Well, you know what? You should, but what's the right age? That's another issue. What's the age where we can go in and say, okay, daughter, sit down, son, sit down. Let me tell you, sons are pretty much easy, right? You throw them a condom, hey, put this on, and don't get yourself caught up, right? It's a much easier conversation than a daughter, right? A daughter, you gotta explain a whole lot more to her than that, right? Sister Wanda, how would a man know if a vagina has low mileage? Because a woman usually behaves based on her level of intimacy with other men. So if she's had a lot of experience with men, she's usually more masculine. Women like that usually have more of a masculine tone to them. Not saying this is 100% scientific rule, but I'm just saying generally speaking, there's no way to know for sure. There's no way to know for sure. But the main way you're going to see is her behavior. A woman that's had a lot of sex with a lot of different men doesn't really value men that much. So she's not going to respect you like you want to be respected. She's not going to approach you. She's not going to, it's like the things you're going to tell her, hey, I like the house clean at this point. I like dinner made at this point. I like this. She's not going to respect that stuff. She's going to look at that as you trying to, you trying to make a slave out of her. That's how she's going to look at it. A woman that hasn't had all of that experience is not going to be as off balance, in my opinion. Sister Wanda. Sister Enya, the parents will determine what age is appropriate for the child. Yeah, because I had 3 boys and they were all different. So one I could have told at this age, one I could have told at that age, one I could have told at this age. So you're right. Parents, Sister Enya, can decide what's appropriate age because you got to know your child to be able to do that. Sister Enya, for a daughter, I think it should be taught when her cycle begins. However, it depends on the maturity of the child. Yeah. And that's just something, but that's something I think the mother should go over. I don't think the father should have anything to do with that. As far as teaching a female, they should teach the the woman should teach the daughter, and the male should teach the male. That's why it's so important for us to have these nuclear families. You gotta have these nuclear families so I have both people in the house so we can teach this stuff. Sister Juana, I've heard that before. Women who have had lots of sex act more masculine because of the masculine energy transfer. Not only the energy transferred, it is the essence that has been not expelled through the body, still in the body. And just like men have estrogen, women have testosterone. And if there is male DNA in the body, the female body may release testosterone, thinking that that's what's needed out there to balance it off. It's a messy situation, and that brings out these masculine traits, the masculine energy, and then you don't value something that if you feel like you got something and it's not valuable to you, if you can have it. Most women can go outside and put a sign in the front yard saying, I'm willing to have sex, stop on by. And a lot of guys might stop by, right? How can you value something that's so easily to get, right? You don't have no value on it, right? The reason why gold is so valuable is because it's difficult to find on the planet. The reason why pearls are so valuable because they're difficult to find. Diamonds are so valuable, they're difficult to find. A woman with their vagina intact is very difficult to find. That's why she's so valuable. A lot of women think that they're valuable just because they got a vagina that is usable. The usability is not the usability of your vagina is not where your value is. Your value is in the fact that it hasn't been used that much, has low mileage on it. Or in the case where it has had a lot of mileage, you have had a thorough body cleanse that'll clean you out so that you can have a settle to clean all of that male DNA out of you. 30-day fast, get all that stuff out of you so that now you're basically like a new person. That's the answer to that, in my opinion. Sister Inya, I agree. The mother should be the first teacher. You're right about that. Yes, Sister Juan, I heard that too. Right? Yeah, y'all. But let's get back to brother. Let's get back to the brother, the saint in the center, going in like a soldier.
And sex and sexuality.
Well, I'm really happy that you all are here because I can assure you, and I trust you know this, that everything you all are sharing is radically different from anything I've ever said. I believe that. So shout out to you all for that. Blue Lotus writes, a woman with several sexual partners stirs up chaos in her spirit. Spiritually speaking, there's no type of tantra that can cure that. This is dangerous because a woman is the spiritual powerhouse of the family. Talk to me.
What do you want to say about that? That's her opinion.
Correct.
We respect that, Blue Lotus.
I respect her opinion very much. I feel like the spiritual mother of my family. I have 3 grown children. They're all grown and in college. One works for my company. I have 55 employees. I run 4 large organizations. We have a publishing company. I don't feel confusion. I feel quite on top of my game, making the money I need to put my children through school, along with my husband's and my co-wife.
Gotcha. Now, my curiosity is going back to something that you had said in our last discussion. You had started talking about bonobos, and I don't want to get into too much talk about other species, but you had mentioned that the children have sex, and it was shared with me a quotation from you, and let me see if I can actually read it directly. Do you have is the link on my email?
Yeah.
So I want to share a quotation. I don't want to make up anything, but it was a quotation that you had shared something about your start in sexuality. And one of the challenges that I have is that I feel as though you are so sex obsessed and sex centered, and that is a direct result of probably some things that are not good. And my view is that it's coming from trauma. And in this quotation, you write that You started your
yeah,
sexual
yeah.
experience at age 8.
Holy
a female.
smokes. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Okay. All right, you guys. You guys. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Sister Wanda, how will a man find a low mileage vagina when they're always having sex? Sister Wanda, men are always looking for a low mileage vagina. The problem is they don't know how to find one until they get to a certain age. That after they make so many mistakes, then they figure it out. Oh, the women that's not out there, at the clubs and the bars and at the clubs, the women that's not out there with half their behind hanging out, the women that's not out there with half their chest hanging out, those are the women that probably have a lower body count than these other women. But because they've been so sex driven, like brother was saying, that they run after anything that shows them that they might have a easier time for them to negotiate sex. See, it's not like the animal kingdom. In the animal kingdom, I show up, I'm a male, you're a female, you just bend over and let me hit it. This is in human beings aren't like that. I have to have your consent to have to see. In an animal kingdom, I don't have to have your consent. I can just take it from you, right? But most of the time, if if I smell you in heat, I know you ready. Me smelling you in heat, that's me getting consent from you that you ready to mate. And that puts me in the position of ready to mate. When I'm an animal, I can smell that you are in heat. That puts me in a position where I'm ready to mate as well. That's what the purpose of that is for, is to get, because other than that, they're pretty much not running around trying to have recreational sex. Most animals are not. Sister Enya, having free intercourse is learned behavior from our oppressors. Absolutely. And actually it was forced on us to have intercourse. They used to have these orgy parties, Sister Enya, where we had to have sex with whoever came in the room. Everybody had to have sex. They would take a son, just like I was just reading an article. I think I saw the video where these 3 cats broke into this lady's house. And this is how wicked these dudes was. They made her and her son have sex. The boy is on his mom, on top of his mother, and the people that broke into the house are telling him, have sex with her. You better hit it. He's looking at his mom like, I can't believe that I'm doing this. The mother's like, just do it, son. Just do it. Just do whatever you got to do. Don't worry. You're always gonna be your mom, but just do what you got to do so we can walk away from this situation. Imagine having to tell your son to just just complete the act of having sex with you at gunpoint, let alone by yourself, but now you're doing it at gunpoint as well. Well, I got to say, that should be the only time you ever have to experience something like that. But imagine being in that position. But hey, in like I said, we don't have to force a woman to do. I mean, we're not like animals. They can just, they smell that the woman is in heat. They can just run up on her, right? And she knows that if one of the guy animals smells that she's in heat, they're gonna come get her. They know this. But yeah, we were put in that situation a lot of times where we had to have sex with our brothers or sisters, and they just would watch. They would have these parties, the masters, I mean. In order to complete the heal, the root must be addressed. In slavery, the master was breeding our people with different people. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the situation I've been just talking about. They're breeding with other, just like they do now. They breed horses, they breed cows, and they used to breed their niggas. You know what I mean? They breed them, try to get the strongest Negroes out there. You know what I mean? Unfortunately. So that showed us that sex is not that important of a situation. It's not that sacred of a situation. So now we out here on our own, and we still we don't see it as as sacred as it should be. And that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Sister Wana, my point is, if men are having sex with multiple women, then there will be no low mileage vagina. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. But the problem is, most men are having sex with, they're not having sex with a lot of women. You follow what I'm saying? I get what I'm saying. Listen to me close, Sister Wana. 80% of the women are having sex with 20% of the men, right? The other 80% of the men are trying to have sex, but they're only having sex 10% of the time. So there's a lot of women out there that are able to not be on the scene and having sex at a certain time. So sometimes women are jumping into that 80%, sometimes they're jumping into 10%, and 10% obviously are in the living alternative lifestyles. But like I said, only 20% of the men are having sex with 80% of the women. It's a silly situation, but that's the truth. But you know what the next problem is, if you have low mileage on your vagina, Sister Wana, now you're gonna look crazy because everybody else has high mileage and you look crazy because you got low mileage. The guys are gonna think something's wrong with you because you got low mileage on your vagina. It is a catch-22 situation for the women. Very, very, very catch-22 situation. But I'd rather go with the low miles. I would rather do that. Wow, how sad and sick. This is why I hate when people say MFer, because they did that in slavery. Yeah, he's the real MFer, right? You know that, Sister Inya. You know that he's the real MFer. But he would make us do it too. He would make us do it too. And if you don't do it, somebody's gonna get hurt. Maybe probably won't be you. It'll be somebody else who's gonna suffer. That's why black men have to always act like they don't care about anything, because just to protect everybody around them. If they show that they care about somebody, the master would find a way to hurt that person, just to show them, don't think that I won't hurt this person because you care about them. That is actually a weakness. Sister Inya, I just can't see Wana's comment in the chat. I see them on the screen though. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened in the chat. Sister Inya. I'm bringing every one of her comments up. She's making some good ones. Both of you guys make some good ones. Oh, I see what you're saying. But do the men want the women who have low mileage? The men at those 20% of men, they want the women. Okay, depends on what your purpose is. If you want to, most of these men want to just have casual sex. That they don't care about your mileage at that point. When you start talking about marriage, long-term relationships, parenting children. Now that's when in his mind your mileage is going to kick in, and he's going to say, okay, you want me to invest everything into you? What kind of mileage do you have on you? Because I need to know that. If your vagina is easily accessible, see, that's what gives a woman her value, is the low accessibility of her vagina to other men. That's what's going to give you your value, your maximum value. Of course, being attractive, sexually attractive, that's going to give you some value. But when it comes to a man looking to actually want to marry you, now the whole point of the marriage is, I'm only going to be the one to have access to your vagina. That's the whole point. But if other people have had so much access before I got there, and it's got so many miles on it, then I'm always questioning, damn, is she really enjoying this situation? How do you know? How do you know as a man she's actually enjoying being with you? And how do you know as a man, I'm investing all these resources into this woman, but she don't really enjoy it. She's just gonna leave me at some point when somebody else come along. That's what men are thinking because they're so insecure. You know what I mean? They're so focused on a woman staying with them because sex is about domination. Okay, so I'm here. You're going to dominate this person. So you dominating the person. That means that you're going to control every. While I'm having sex with you, I'm controlling every aspect of that situation. I'm going to control every way you move, how you breathe, everything. That's the whole point of sex. Well, that's the whole point of sex. Obviously the point of sex is to procreate, but I'm saying on the psychological level, it's you're in control of that situation as the male, right? I'm dominating this situation. But if you can't dominate, you can't have sex at the fullest level because the female won't allow you to dominate her. And if you can't dominate her, you can't have sex at the fullest level. How do you know how another man dominated her or if he dominated her? And if he did, she's got a standard in her head that you can never find out if you're going to meet or not meet. You'll never find out. Because if you don't meet the standard, she's just going to find somebody else that will. And you won't never know until she's already in the middle of something else. But most men, when they're looking for, because most men are looking for either two types of women, just two types of women. Somebody to marry and somebody to have fun with. And that's it. Those are the only two types of women they're looking for. And most men are looking for somebody to have a good time with. But they eventually get to the point where they get tired of just having fun with somebody and they want somebody in their lives for a long period of time. That's when the mileage is going to come into play. It took Kanye West out. Kanye West hung in there as long as he could. But once he realized that Kim Kardashian's past and the miles that she had on her was so extensive, he couldn't do nothing about it. It drove him crazy. It drove him literally crazy. He tried. See, and most guys will try. They'll try to deal with the fact you got high miles. But when they got to read an article about you, and it's nothing against Kim Kardashian. She's doing some good work, getting some guys free. She got a couple of guys that were going to be spending life in jail. She got them out, right? Nothing against her. I'm just saying she had a lot of mileage on that vagina when he got there. He tried to hang in there, but it just tore his behind up. That's just how men are. Sister Inya, if our people renew our minds and really grant each other some grace, then our families can be healed. A lot of damage was done. We must restore proper order. See, this is why I say, Sister Inya, you got to get a cleanse. If you get a cleanse, that will do a lot to show a man that you're willing to clean out the other males that she would spend time with before are not that important enough for her to not clean their essence out of her. That will show her, but that will show the man, and that will ease the complex that most men have with your body count. Most men have a complex about that. Why? Why do most men have a complex about your body count? Because they don't know if you got what the standard is they got to live up to. If they know that you have had a lot of experience, they don't know what the standard is that you got in your head that he must meet. They don't know that, right? They don't know. And so it scares them, frightens them. Because they're always thinking in their head, man, what if I don't meet the standard? She could just up and leave, right? And it scares them. So they don't want to deal with something like that. It's the reality of it. Sister Wana, so how can this be corrected when women are allowed to have sex before marriage? This is the thing. Sister Wana. How can this be corrected? We got to be out here like what I'm doing now and telling women exactly how men think about the situation before they get into the point where they've had so many partners. Now they don't value men as much, so they don't know that when a man say, "Hey, I would like you to cook me dinner," and they just don't do it. It won't be because they just look at it like, "Oh, I'm just not going to do it." He should just understand. The average man don't want to understand. He don't want to understand. But so then the woman will say, well, you want your mama. I don't want my mama. I don't want to, because I don't want to have sex with my mother. I want to have sex with you, but I want you to do these other things as well. That's going to be harmonious to the situation. But we got to share this information with these young women so that they won't even put themselves in a situation like this. You think giving away your body in your early 20s and mid 20s, that's power. We got people like Maxine Waters out here telling people that's powerful. You powerful when you giving away your body like that. It sends the wrong message, in my opinion. It's irresponsible, in my opinion. But you know what I mean? I understand she's trying to support them, but you got to support them in a way that shows that you support them, but at the same time, you're not in support of the message that they're putting out there. Because these young girls are picking that up saying, oh, well, Maxine Waters said, I'm powerful if I have sex with a bunch of different guys. That means I'm powerful. No, it doesn't mean you're powerful. It means you are wasting a lot of your sexual market value on just having a good time. And then when a man wants to spend time with you and you start displaying the behaviors of a woman that's had multiple partners, what is he supposed to do? Just accept that and say, oh, okay, I'm cool with that. No, most guys are going to say, no, you know what? I'm a better person. I don't deserve somebody arguing with me all the time just because they feel like they are, what is that called? Competing with me. They feel like they're competing with me. I don't want that. I don't want that in my life. Sister Enya, that's why our minds have to change. Fathers should be the one in charge of choosing a spouse for their daughters. Right. It's like I was trying to describe to you guys remember I was talking to Brother Chaotic Truth, and I was trying to describe to him that what's happened in America is it used to be, especially where we come from, we meaning Black Africans, where we came from, that the family was involved in the courting process, right? The family was involved. You met the other person's family, you sat down with the family, you ate with the family, you might even went on trips with the family, you did things with the family so that the father and the oldest brother could get to know you and what you're trying to do, and they could see you in different settings. But we don't do that no more. American culture has taken the courtship part out of dating, right? Now, dating used to include the courtship process. Now, what they've done now is they say, I'm dating. Dating has removed the courtship process, which involved the families. And what now the courtship process, or the dating process, simply means I'm just trying to find people to have casual sex with on a regular basis. I'm just trying to load up a roster to have casual sex. So that's the situation we in. Well, yeah, that doesn't hurt these guys that bad. It's bad on the guys too, because they don't value women like they should. But it's even more detrimental to the women because they don't value themselves like they should. And then, unfortunately, they look for guys to want to put at a certain point, a guy wants to marry them or wants to spend a long time relationship with them. And then when he starts seeing behaviors of a woman that has had multiple partners, and one of the first signs of when you see a woman, one of the first signs that a woman shows you that she's had multiple partners is contempt. When you tell her something, she be like, I ain't got to do that. When you see that contempt, then you realize, okay, I mean, I'm not saying you telling her to do something ridiculous. I'm telling you, just saying you telling her to do something that's very reasonable. It's very reasonable. She just don't want to do it because she don't value you being a man like she should, because she's had so many other men in her life, right? If I buy you a pack of Jacks and I spread the Jacks all around and I say, how valuable, I pick one of the Jacks, say, how valuable is this one Jack? I'm going to keep this one. You'll be like, okay, keep that one. It's no problem. I got all these other ones right here, right? That's the same thing women do with men. That's the same thing women do with men. And men do with women as well. Sister Enya, women should stay under the father's household until they are married. They will remain virgins. Her father will vet a man to see if a man is able to love, protect, and provide for her daughter. Yeah, except for the love part, yes, he will be able to see all of that other stuff, Sister Enya. Absolutely, true. But this is the way it should be, Sister Enya, but it's not that way. It's not that way. Unfortunately, the reality is people are dating. And like I said, dating is a colloquialism for looking and trying to find a roster of people to have casual sex with. That's what it means in today's market. 20 years ago, dating meant trying to find a husband or a wife. Now, dating means something totally different. Now it means just trying to find somebody to have casual sex with. That's what dating means. With minus the intent of marriage, right? That's what dating means right now. I'm dating. That means, okay, so you got to be able to read between the lines. Sister Enya, it's harder now because fathers are not in the home. It doesn't help that our community, when media promotes fornication and now YouTube. Yes, Sister Enya, you right on the ball. Right on the ball. That's why people always say, I always say that, I always say, people, let's do this. Let's do this, y'all. Okay. Yeah. I always say that Barack Obama did more for us in office than he did out of office for us. What does I mean? I mean, he did more out of office than in office for us. What do I mean by that? Because him being in office, we may not agree with his policies, but out of office, he was a man, he was a husband. He showed us how to be a father. Michelle Obama, the same thing. You had a person that was showing you what a good mom looked like, what a good woman looked like. You had somebody showing you that. Whether you agree with the Obamas political policies or not, I'm just talking about what they gave us more not doing political things than doing the political things. Because they showed us decent family. They showed us family. And you can't have a black man and a black woman and black children and everybody can get along. You can have that. That can work. Right? Conversational kings, both depending on what everyone is comfortable with. Yeah, peace to you, King. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, man, you know, it depends on what's comfortable, but at the same time, people have to know what first of all, everybody has to be honest. Now, the thing about it is most people don't want to be honest and say, you know what, we talk monogamy, but actually most of us are sleeping with multiple different people, right? But we talk monogamy. We at the surface, like on the surface, it's like, oh, monogamy is what I'm actually interested in. But on the reality is you got a little stable there, or that woman got a little stable of dudes, right? And so we can never do this pair bonding that we need to do because nobody will give up the rest of their stable. They too much. And then by the time for men can find out late, but women, you got a timer. You know, you really want to get things going cracking before you hit the wall. And everybody's gonna hit the wall sooner or later, but a woman, once you hit the wall, then it's much more difficult to get high value people involved in your situation. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go past 30 trying to, play games, trying to find men. See, women of other races don't do that. Women of other races, yeah, they might be in college, but they're in college with their eyes open, looking to try to find a like-minded person to get involved with and maybe possibly marry. Black women in college, they're out there just there to get their degree, have a good time, then have a good time after they get out of college. Then when they get 30, that's what they've been told. Then when you get 30 or 35, now you can start looking to settle down. The problem is now you got to compete with the 18-year-olds out there. And that's bad. It's bad. It's going to be a difficult situation to deal with. It's a very difficult situation. But let's get back into this monogamy and polygamy, because I want us to finish about the Saint and the Sinner, man. He has some really funny things to say about this lifestyle that these people are living. Let's see.
School me on that one, because I think a lot of folks, including myself, would find that to be early. Because I was playing with Lunchables, watching Mr. Rogers. You heard me eating fish sticks, and you was taking stiff
women or girls.
Yeah, apparently. Talk to me.
Fingers, maybe. No, what I know for sure from coaching thousands and thousands of couples over the past 17 years, as my husband and I have run our business, is that sex is natural, and it starts with children very young, playing with each other, cousins, playing house, playing doctor. If you didn't do any of those things, I certainly understand. I did those things, and I enjoyed it very much. I know that babies touch themselves, young kids touch themselves. Usually parents say, stop it, don't touch yourself. Like, don't touch a part of your body, like that part of your body is bad or it's wrong to feel sexually. Rubbing up against the couch or having movements, that stimulate the clitoris. The clitoris has 8,000 nerve endings. So women start very much earlier than men.
May I swing you back to the core question, which was, is 8 years old too early to have sexual experiences with other human beings?
That's a good question.
Not in my view. I feel it's natural.
Okay, wait a minute.
Age. Absolutely.
Did you hear what she just said? Wait a minute. Did you hear what she just said? He asked her if 8 years old was too young to have, he asked her if 8 years old was too young to have sex with another human being. And she said she did not think so. Now, my question is, I was all good, because at first I was all good. It was all fun and games when we were talking about adults. It's all fun and games when we were talking about adults. Now we're talking about children. Any of you guys ever heard of NAMBLA? NAMBLA, right? NAMBLA. And, that organizations like that is not cool. You know what I mean? You a grown person, you over the age of 18, you're in a quote unquote an adult. You can decide who you want to have sex with. But now you're saying an 8-year-old girl, it's okay for an 8-year-old girl to start having sex. Now these people done went off the rails. They done went off the rails now. Oh, it gets better. It gets better. He's really gonna go deep into them. Sister Inya, learned behavior. This is a agenda to promote pedophilia. You're right. In my view, you're right. Like I said, Sister Inya, we weren't doing stuff like this on our own. We weren't doing stuff like this. Even when we came out of slavery, we kind of tried to put things back together. It wasn't until we started trying to be with them, walk with them, do everything with them. And when I say them, I mean the dominant Caucasian society. Because I don't believe all the Caucasians feel this way, but a lot of them do. Enough of them do, and enough of them are in power to make this happen. Make this, have these secret societies where they do stuff like this, where they steal children to make so that they can do stuff like this and then send them across the border. This happens, okay? But nobody wants to talk about that right now. Nobody wants to talk about that. I think this is really, now that is the point where I thought this was disgusting. This was really disgusting situation where now they said, and so to make a long story short, he's going to try to ask them again to clarify that, and she's going to moonwalk away from it. She's going to moonwalk right away from it, but she's never going to be clear. She's never going to touch that topic again. But she slipped up and said, I think it's okay for an 8-year-old girl to have sex. Terrible. It's terrible. But that's where we're going. That's why you got to really understand the kind of person you with. If you with somebody who that thinks like this, how do you know? How do you know that the person you with is okay? Because you got to watch their behavior. You got to see how they do things. You got to see what they do. If you don't see what they do and you don't think they're doing things, you got, you know what I'm saying? It's like you riding in a car with a dope dealer and they catch you like on belly. They catch you at the stop sign and they blow the dude away and they blow you away because you with this dude. Well, how can you be with him if you know that this dude is selling dope? You probably won't want to be running around in the car with him. Now, if you're smart, because what if his enemies catch up to him? That's all I'm saying. This situation is terrible. Situation is terrible. But let's talk about it, y'all. Let's talk about the monogamy of the situation. Let's talk about monogamy. Let's talk about polygamy, and let's talk about an undefined situation. Let's talk about it. All right, y'all. So we all know that there are a couple of different, the main lifestyle that most of us try to profess to live is a monogamous lifestyle where we have one mate that we try to stay with that one mate and not mate with anyone else, right? That is monogamous. Okay. Polyamorous is you mate with many different people. You mate with many different people. Now, the question is, which lifestyle is better? Which lifestyle is better? Well, let me go to my notes. It depends on the tribe's goal. In a tribe where people are living in a community, what is the goal of the tribe? If we look at these four people, their goal was to make money. Their goal wasn't to be to create a community of forward-thinking people. Their goal was to have sex and make money. So that's where they're at. That's where they're at. Unfortunately, that's unsustainable because that lifestyle that they're living lacks discipline, in my opinion. The monogamous lifestyle, you have to have discipline to live that lifestyle. And discipline is what's going to save your life. Do you follow? Let me give you some good game. Since there's three of y'all in here, let me give y'all some good game. What is going to keep you alive the longest? What is going to keep you alive the longest is discipline. Discipline is going to keep you alive the longest. Discipline. You got to have the discipline and not to eat things that are not good for you. You have to have the discipline to try to get in the bed in a decent hour so you can get a decent amount of sleep. You have to have the discipline to treat people how you want people to treat you so they won't try to run up on you. You need discipline. This is my opinion. But some of y'all could say, oh, as a matter of fact, let me put it out there. Some of y'all could say, oh, Brother Clarence, that's not it. That's not what I want to do. Brother Clarence, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, I know what I'm talking about. Hold on, let me put the link out here for y'all. And maybe y'all want to tap in if you want to tap in. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. I know what I'm talking about. Monogamy puts us on the path of discipline. Even if you ain't all the way monogamous, but you striving to be monogamous. That puts you on the road to having discipline and learning discipline and applying discipline in your own life. Polygamy, that is an undisciplined lifestyle, in my opinion. I don't see where the discipline applies. If I can have sex with anybody, anytime, why would I need discipline in that situation? And like I said, all you need is one person. You got those 4 people, right? 2 women, 2 men. I've seen that before in some Rastafarian situations, right? But you got 2 women, 2 men. All you need is one person to mess up. All you need is that one person to have sex with the wrong person, an infected person, or a person got C19, or a person that's got venereal issues, or whatever. That's all you need, man. And that polygamy situation will run off the rails. Now, what's the benefits of monogamy? The benefits of monogamy is it's a more healthier lifestyle. You learn discipline. You learn how to connect you have to connect more. And eventually, because love is a function of time, you can fall in love with somebody, and then once you're in love with them, once you love them, you can sidestep some of the issues they may have. You can sidestep or even help them deal with some of those issues. In a what's the benefits of polyamory? The polygamy. What's the benefits? The polygamy, the benefits of polygamy, and we just saying polygamy as a general term, meaning having sex with more than one spouse. The benefits of polygamy: you can have sex as much as you want with whoever you want. You're not limited to just one other person. You can have sex with many other people. What's another benefit of polygamy? You can bounce ideas off of different people, right? You can have sex different way. Most people, if a woman has 2 lovers, a husband and a boyfriend, she's going to have sex with the husband one way, and she's probably going to have sex with the boyfriend a whole nother way. It is what it is. I mean, it's typically you're going to have sex with two different ways, but you can bounce stuff off of both different persons. The next benefit of polygamy. Polygamy. You can be validated by more than one person. See, in a monogamous situation, you're only getting that one person's validation. So if you don't get their validation, you don't get no validation. In a polygamous situation, you can get validation from different people. If this person ain't validating you, the other person could validate you, or the other person could validate you, right? Give you that sexual experience, right? It's a situation where it's kind of funny. When I say funny, not ha-ha funny, but peculiar, very peculiar. Sister Enya, I won't say that multiple wives is wrong, because many of our people on the continent practice the lifestyle. However, in Western culture, it would not be wise to do so because of the current oppression. I'm going to say this, Sister Enya. I'm not going to say having multiple wives is wrong. What I'm going to say is it's wrong for most men. Most men, just like I tell men that most men cannot handle being a stepdad. Most men cannot handle that. Most men could not walk into a situation where the woman already has a child and be a good disciplinarian, and most men are not set up that way. And I feel it's the same thing with having wives. I don't know if you're familiar with the Quran, but the Quran say, yeah, you can have many wives, but one is better. One is better for you. If you only knew, one wife is better for you. But it's difficult for women. It's difficult for women because when we put the shoe on the other foot, there's certain things that are in biology that make it difficult for a woman to have more than one sex partner in a civilized society. Now, you in an uncivilized society, yeah. Or you don't commit yourself to a marriage, right? A marriage of the only animal that ever marries is the human being. But it's totally voluntary. It's totally, in most cases, it's voluntary. Why would you even do it, if you want to have multiple sex partners, why marry? Just have multiple sex partners. The problem I have is you're committing yourself to a marriage. You're showing that you can't be trusted because you're committing yourself to a marriage. And then you're saying, I'm going to be exclusive to you. And then you're going out and not being exclusive. So right there, you're showing that you can't be trusted. Why would you go into business or go into any type of business situation with somebody who cannot be trusted? Only a fool would do that. That's my opinion. Anyway, let's go ahead and Sister Enya. A woman cannot have multiple husbands due to the fact that it's completely out of order. There can't be two heads of household. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Sister Enya. It's just out of order. See, because there's going to have to be an alpha at one point. There's going to have to be an alpha. And we're just using that term loosely, but there's going to have to be somebody, the point of leadership that says, okay, this is how we're going to do this. And let's move out, y'all. We're going to have somebody like that. But how are we going to have that person like that? If we got two husbands, who's going to be the leader? Both men are going to want to be the leader. Are they going to fight over it like an animal kingdom, or what's going to do? Or is one going to just capitulate? And is the woman going to respect the one that capitulated? A lot of questions. In a polyamorous situation, right? Sister Enya, I know a little bit about the Quran. I read some scriptures and it's written. I do believe that it was for a certain time when we were in our land, and had wealth. Today we live in apartments. I hear what you're saying, Sister Enya, but it's got some jewels still in there. And since it was beaten out of us, the Quran we were Muslims when we got here. They beat it out of us to make us Christians. We can learn a little bit about ourselves, learning about that religion. Yeah, y'all. So I did the difference between monogamy and polygamy. Polygamy has its benefits. Monogamy has its benefits. I think monogamy is going to be better if you're trying to build a tribe and build a nation. Monogamy is the best situation for nation building. I gotta wait for my dude to get out of here. But he's trying to impress these girls that's out here talking to him. Just go ahead and pull off, man. Anyway, whatever. So yeah, we got positive side on monogamy. We got a positive side on polyamorous. We got positives on different sides. We got negatives on different sides. Well, what's the negatives of monogamy? The negatives of monogamy is you're going to have to be with one person forever. That's how men see it. That's how come they're so scared of doing it, because they know they're not ready to be with just one person. But what happens? The woman pressure them. My mama said we living in sin. My mama said you're just playing games with me. My girl said you're just playing games with me. How come you haven't married me by now? Right? He haven't married you because he's not ready to get married. And pushing a dude that ain't ready to get married, and then the situation blows up, whose fault is it? I mean, you pushed a dude that wasn't ready into the pool. He drowns, and you jump in and try to save him, and he pulls you down, and both of you drown. Whose fault is it? You would never have to try to save him if you didn't push him in. But that's usually what happens in marriage. It's usually the woman pressuring the man, hey, we got to get married or something. What are we going to do? Because, you wasting my time or this or that, right? But now we here. What's better? I think Sister Wanda said back a while back, should we just not be together? Should we just not marry? No, a strong nation is built on a nuclear family. Men usually are willing to fight to protect something that they feel like they have possession over, and it's their family. A man with no wife and no children, he got no skin in the game. How can a man like that? How can you let that man govern you or nothing? That man is a businessman. He can do business, but when it comes to governing, it's going to be hard. You need people with skin in the game. If I have a family that's going to be affected by these laws, then that's going to make me a better person, better suited to, be in leadership because my family's going to be affected by these laws. But if I got a single guy with no family and we make him, we put him in leadership, he's going to do whatever's clever for him, right? He may have the discipline or not, but most likely, most of these guys don't have no discipline. Most of these guys don't have no discipline. Many people are polyamorous, or many people are polygamous by accident. Most of us are monogamous by by design, but most of us, a lot of people that are polygamous by accident. They run into a situation where they're asked to try it. They end up not having too bad of an experience, depending on where they went. Sometimes you have a situation like you got a cult like the Koresh or Jonestown or Nature Boy or something like that, where everything is everything. Everything is everything. But you usually don't have it set up like these four people had it. These four people had it set up to where they live in the city, they live in one house. It was a really strange situation. Sister Wanda, sorry I had to leave to take food orders. I have a taco truck. Sister Wanda, do your thing. We'll be here on the replay. I don't have hardly nobody in here, so you know what I mean. I'm saying I'm putting it out there. People can come back and watch it on the replay. So yeah, don't get that money, get your money, because that's what's going to change your life is getting the money and getting this truth. Once you got this truth, and that money hits your hand, you'll know what to do with it. You know where to put it, where to place it, and what to do with it. But thank you for coming back, Sister Wanda. Appreciate you. Yeah. So what is undefined? What is an undefined situation? An undefined situation is an alternative situation where you have people that say, I'm bisexual, and I want to be in bisexual 3-part or 4-part relationships, stuff like that. In my opinion, I've never been in nothing like that, but in my opinion, I don't see that as being a profitable situation. See, like I said, all of these things, it depends on the goals. It depends on the goals of the tribe. If you got a tribe of people and the goal of the tribe is for everybody to have sex with everybody, how are you going to defend yourself? Because your country is so diluted. This is what happened to the Romans and the Greeks. Your country's mentality is so diluted with just having carnal sex that you are not going to make good long-term decisions, because sex makes you think of the current situation right now. You see, that's why you need to think beyond sex, because if you think beyond sex, you can think 10 years, 20 years down the line. But we as a people, man, we've been taught that our value is in our, us being contra-personal, against our own personal gain. That means we meaningful to the outlying society, because we working against ourselves, and that's stupid. That's stupid. And I don't care if you're doing monogamy, polygamy, undefined. Let me share with you my view on all three. Monogamy is when you're trying to be with one person and make with just that one person for the total time of your rest of your life, if you agree to that. But don't agree to that if that's not what you want to do. That's what I'm saying. Don't agree to that. Most of you guys shouldn't be agreeing to something like that to you maybe mid-30s, maybe early 40s, because you just haven't had enough experience and you haven't had enough time around different women to decide whether you want to step on the right with the right woman. You don't even know what a good woman looks like. And it's hard to find them today. It's hard to find them today. Polyamorous. I'm like Sister Enya. I don't have a problem with one man and multiple women because I know what the origin of that is for. The origin of that was with these. See, if you look at you look in the Bible when Mary had to go out into the field. I think it was Mary had to go out into the field. And was it Mary? Her dad was sick. I forgot the female's name now. I thought it was Mary. But the females had to go out into the field and work the fields because the father couldn't work the field because he got sick. The father was telling them, hey, put my clothes on. Don't go out there in those women's clothes. Go out there and put my clothes on when you go out there, because if men see you out there, they'll kill you if they find you out there in the field working. It was an abomination back then, right? Well, same thing here now, today. We don't want our women in a bad situation. We don't want them in a bad situation. But it's hard. Sister Juana, hold on. Let me see what you got to say before I make that statement. Sister Juana, I agree, but women wait till 40s and she will have a lot of masculinity because of so many sex partners by that time. Sister Juana, we right here. This is what I'm talking about. See, this is the issue. This is the issue. That's the issue. And I don't care if you're talking about monogamy, polygamy, undefined, whatever it is you're talking about. If you have a woman waiting until she's 40 years old to try to date, that's putting you on the wrong end of the scale. Because it's not us as men that's saying, oh, it's nature saying that. Nature is you're only getting eggs up to a certain point. Men are baking them fresh until they put us in the ground. We bake them fresh every day. But women, you guys only got a certain number of eggs coming down. And once that number is done, the number is done. And your value is predicated upon your highest value for men is in your highest childbearing years, which is typically from 18 to about 27 to 28. That is your highest value to men. So if you don't understand that and you don't look at that and you say, I'm going to go against the trend. That's why I saw a video today about a comedian, Daphne Speaks, where she's looking for a man. She's like, I got my money, I got my everything set up. I just don't have no men. Why? Because men ain't looking for women that got a lot of miles on them. They're just not looking for women like that. You might have everything together, but you think men think like women. Women think like this. Oh, he's got his stuff together. He got a lot of going on. Okay, yeah, I like that. Men are the opposite. Men think like this. Oh, she got way too much going on to try to bear my children. My children gonna need a mother that's gonna be there. She's gonna be she's crisscrossing the country. I'm not marrying her. We can have fun. I can take her to my hotel room tonight. But as far as marrying her, no, that ain't gonna happen. That's how men think. Sister Juana, so women should marry early, even if she may not be monogamous to her husband. No. Sister Juana, nobody should get married unless they have the mentality that they're gonna be monogamous, right? That's the whole point of marriage. The whole point of it is for you to be monogamous to a man. A man might not necessarily be monogamous because, like I was getting ready to say before I took your comment, the first comment, there's some instances where a man it was okay for him to take wives. War and your brother died in war and your brother's wife is out there and your brother's children out there, you're able to take them on. You could take them on. Or a woman out there, you could take that woman on, right? If you can afford her and her children, you could take them on. Why? Because she can't go out there and work. She's gonna starve to death. They ain't gonna let her work. She got to be married to a man. Period. The end. That's the way it worked back then. But like I said, nowadays women have so many more options, but they don't take advantage of those options until late in the game. Most of them, they wait until late in the game. Why? Because the feminine movement told them you can have it all. You can get your education. You can have the hot girl summer. You can rack up the penises. Keep racking them up and racking them up and racking them up and racking them up until you get about 30, 35. There will be a fool at the end of the rainbow waiting there for you with some flowers in his hand. He'll be waiting. But the problem is, because of the internet, guys are getting out of that line now. Guys are not at that. There's nobody at the end of that rainbow no more. So women, you're gonna have to maneuver. Now you gotta adjust. Women gonna have to adjust and say, okay, why ain't men at this end of this rainbow? Why wouldn't a man want me to go to college, get, I'm not gonna say, well, let me say it this way: go through college, have a lot of sexual encounters in college, then get out of college, spend the next, I don't know, 10 years, 10, 15 years having all these different sexual experiences. And then at the end of all that, maybe even have a child or two. At the end of all that, be waiting at the end of the rainbow, say, okay, hey, I've been waiting on you. I know you got a whole bunch of miles on that vagina. I've been waiting on you. And you got two or three children from some other dude. Perfect situation. I've been waiting here for you. That probably won't happen. That probably won't happen. What women should do is look for a husband, and then if she's not ready to get monogamous, then don't get married. Don't waste a guy's time. But guys waste girls' time. Girls waste guys' time because they want somebody to be right there to comfort them. No matter what they do, they want somebody to comfort them. But at the same time, they want the freedom to be able to go out and have sex with whoever they want to have sex with. And it just doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. My advice, if you want to have sex, go and have sex. Don't get married. That's my advice. I mean, I would advise against doing that, but if you're gonna do it and you just decide, hey, I don't care what you say, Clint, I'm gonna go do it. Okay, well then, if you're gonna do it, at least protect yourself and use your best judgment. Don't jump into bed with dudes that are not mentally stable or financially stable. Don't do it if you can avoid it. Sister Juana, but a woman who marries too early will cheat, is what I'm saying, because women today are not like the men of long ago. I mean, I hear what you're saying, Sister Juana, but then I say don't get married. If you know you're not ready to be monogamous, why get married? The point of marriage is monogamy. That's the fundamental point. That's the fundamental point is monogamy. Why do it if you're not gonna be monogamous with somebody? Why get married? Just date. Just continue dating, and you have your roster, and the dude has his roster, and everything is everything. That's not the safest and cleanest way to live, but I mean, at least everybody's up front. I wouldn't suggest no woman get married early. I wouldn't suggest that. What I would suggest is, you should be looking into being married by about 24, 25. I think you're going to be at your highest negotiating power then. You're going to be right in the mid-range of your childbearing years. You're probably going to be in the best shape of your life. I think that is at the point where you want to pull the trigger on somebody, if you can. But like I said, well, let me see what Sister Juana says. Sister Juana, but if she dates, she'll have high miles vagina. What's the answer? She don't have to have sex with everybody, Juana. She don't have to have sex. You can go out with different men, and you don't have to have sex with them. You can go just like my example where I said, getting a man is easy. Getting a good man is easy. All you gotta do is go to the golf course, get out there, ask for some help, sit down, have lunch with a guy, and then you say, "Oh, I appreciate you helping me. Thank you for helping me. I see there's a spot on your shirt. Let me wash this shirt for you. Matter of fact, I'll wash all these clothes. I'll wash them for you. You wash the guy's clothes. You wash the guy's clothes. Then when you wash the guy's clothes, you give them back to him. Now he say, "Well, can I come in?" "No, brother, I don't know you that well yet. That's I'm just trying to help you now, but let's get to know each other a little better. Maybe we can go for a coffee or something." You know what I mean? Sister Juana, men won't deal without sex. No, they probably won't. But my thing is, when do you want to start putting miles on a vagina? Early or later? I think when later, because the average guy, you can see right away what he's about. I'm just trying to get, I'm just trying to get between your legs. Okay, well then let him, just let him know, hey, I'm looking for a husband. The average guy will respect that and say, okay, well, that's not what I'm looking to do right now, but hey, you look like a good person. I'm gonna let you go and do that. Why would you want a guy that you have to motivate with sex, Sister Juana? If you motivating a guy with sex, then he ain't really motivated in the relationship. And once the relationship gets past having sex, you're gonna have problems. There's a lot of guys that are more spiritual than sexual. I know a lot of women say, well, I want a guy that's sexual. But there's a lot of guys that are more spiritual than sexual. And they're not going to be trying to chase down a woman and try to force her to have sex. They just won't, because they're looking at it from a spiritual angle. Sister Juana, I think we should do waiting for marriage. We should do waiting for marriage, but most men won't wait. There's a lot of female incels out here too. Yeah. That's true, but I'm not saying you got to be incel. What I'm saying is, you gotta. I mean, if I was a woman, I wouldn't be trying to give it up until I knew that I had, like I said, where did I put it? Because I have something that pretty much covers what you should be looking for as a woman in a relationship before you have sex. Sister Juana, I know women in their 40s who have never had sex waiting for marriage. That's another issue. That's a whole nother issue. If you waited till 40, listen, Sister Juana, if you have dated men, because it sounds like there's got to be something wrong with a person that you've dated several men and none of them wanted to marry you. There's got to be something wrong there. So if women in their 40s that have never had sex because they're waiting for marriage, and then nobody has asked them to marry them, the problem is not that they waited. The problem is that nobody's asking them to marry them. That's the question. Why isn't people asking you to marry them? Oh, they are, Brother Clarence. They are. I get offers all the time. Well, why ain't you marrying these dudes then? Obviously, you're not getting good offers, because if you was getting good offers, you'd be marrying these people, right? So why aren't you getting good offers? See, we're not asking the right questions. We're not asking the right questions. I know women in their 40s. I don't know any women in their 40s that never had sex. But that's a shame. That's a shame. But the question is, why isn't guys asking you to get married? Why aren't you being proposed to? What are you doing that's causing that to not happen? That's the thing that people don't want to answer that question. That's a question. That's a good question. That's a good question. So we ain't asking the right questions. We just saying, oh man, the men are just no good. Men are just trash. No, men are going to ask somebody to marry them that they feel is going to bring value to their life. If they don't think that you're going to bring value to their life, or you're always negative, or always have a bad attitude or temper or all that, guys don't want that. I was dating a woman a long time ago, and she was so nice until one time we went out to a restaurant. And she was mistreating the wait staff. She was mistreating these people. I said, man, it's only a matter of time before she gets to me. And she treating me nice, but it's only a matter of time before she gets to me. And then it's gonna be on and cracking. So I had to let her go. Because I could see, oh, you mistreating this people here. It won't be long before you mistreat me. That's the way I saw it. Sister Wanda, I guess the men don't think they are marriageable. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem, Sister Wanda. They don't think, if you got a woman that's in her 40s that's never had sex because she's waiting to get married, the question is, why aren't men asking you to marry them? You obviously don't have no children. Unless you adopted some, but let's assume you haven't adopted any children. You don't have no children. That's easy money for the average man. That's easy money. So you being in your 40s, why haven't anybody offered to marry you? Because there's something wrong with you. That's what a lot of women don't want to look at. Same thing with the men. They don't want to look at, hey, it's something wrong with you. You're the reason why nobody wants to marry you. You're the common denominator here. If you dated 10 guys over 10 years and none of them asked you to marry them, who's the common denominator here? Who's the common denominator? If they thought she was something to marry, they would have been asking her to marry her, right? Or maybe let's say they are asking her to marry her. Oh man, Sister Wanda, it's my cousin. She's so sweet though. That's the problem. She's sweet, but she's not displaying the things that a dude that really that needs a wife needs to see. That's why I say you go to some place, you go to the law library, spill some coffee on a dude's shirt or something, just a little bit, not a lot. You got to overdo it. So, oh man, let me wash that for you. Let me wash that. Let me wash those clothes for you. So you got to create a situation. You got to be like these white women and these Asians, man. You think the white women and Asians just happen to be meeting these guys? They're happening to get married? No, they are on it. They are on it. They are purposely dating. They are purposely looking for somebody. They're looking for a husband. And they're you got to show a dude how he's going to win. If you really want a dude to marry you, and you ain't going to wash his clothes, you ain't going to cook his meals, how's he going to win with you? He's already having sex with you. Why's he got to marry you for? You got to show these guys how they're going to win. See, but most women don't think like that. They think like this. He got to show me how I'm going to win. Because they're so masculine. You got to show me how I'm going to win. And that's not right. It's not going to work. You the woman. You got to show me how I'm going to win marrying you. I'm the one that's cutting off access to all these other women for you. So what am I going to get in return for cutting off the access to all these other women to me for you? What am I going to get in return? You know what the average woman going to say? Me. But what if you ain't enough, boo? You ain't enough. Yeah. You hear me, Sister Wanda? I'm glad, Sister Wanda. And your cuz, hey man, don't I'm not trying to hit on the cuz, but just tell her the truth. Hey, you got to do some of this stuff. Sister Enya, great conversation. I have to go now. Good night, Elder, in the chat. Good night, Sister Enya. Appreciate you stopping by. And any rest of y'all that got to go. Appreciate y'all stopping by. Appreciate you. Yes, Sister Wanda. I know it's your cousin, and I know you love her, and she's sweet and all of that. But you have to show a man how he's gonna win. That's how come white women and Asians are marrying at twice the rate that black women are, because they are aggressive. When it comes to this marriage, they're aggressive, and they know how to show a man how he's gonna win. Black women have drank the Kool-Aid. They drank the women empowerment movement. He needs to show you how he's going to win. So you start hyphenating your names, right? You start hyphenating your names. You start calling yourself, instead of calling yourself a wife, you start calling yourself a life partner. I mean, just usurping the man at every point, because you got something to prove to your women, your female tribe. I'm not gonna cook. I'm not gonna do none of this stuff. I'm not doing none of that stuff. How's a man gonna marry you? How's a man, even if a man's interested in you, why would he marry somebody who's not showing him how he's gonna win? That's why you wash their clothes. That's why hey brother, did you eat lunch? No, I didn't eat nothing yesterday. Okay, brother, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'll make you something so you don't have to stop and get yourself some lunch. At least one of these days this week, you can have something where you can just heat it up when you get to work. Little stuff. But you know what the average black woman say? I ain't no slave. I'm not gonna do none of that until you marry me. And what you really saying when you say that is, I'm not gonna do it at all. Because you think somebody that's not doing it now, and they're talking about, I'm gonna wait till we get married, they're gonna have an excuse when you get married. Oh, I can't do it now because I got all this work to do for the office. I can't do it because I got this, I got that, I got this, I got that. So when a man go out there and cheat because he ain't getting the level of service that he wants, oh my God, now he's such a bad person. He's such a bad person, right? That's why most guys cheat. They got a standard that they want met, that they express, that is not met. Instead of the standard, they get excuses. Oh, I can't go to the gym. I can't go to the gym because I can't work out. I can't do this. I got work to do. I got this, I got that. Sister Wanda, yeah, women think it's supposed to be equal at home. She wants career and stuff. Sister Wanda, the only thing that's supposed to be equal at home is respect. That's the only thing equal. That's the only thing equal. The man is supposed to provide and protect. That's his job. If a woman's going to provide too, cool. But that's in addition to him providing and protecting. Same thing. A woman is supposed to run the household, typically speaking. Unless both parties sit down and agree to something else, the woman is usually the one that people are expecting to run the household. Most men are looking for a woman to not only come in and have sex with them, but run their household, right? But guess what? The average woman have drank the Kool-Aid, right? You being oppressed. How's black men oppressing black women? We just started owning companies like 50, 60 years ago. I mean, we ain't never oppressed no black women. We ain't oppressed black women. Most of them never came to us for a job anyway. We haven't oppressed no black women. We ain't making laws. How are we oppressing them? Oh, maybe in the home, right? Okay, don't marry dudes that's gonna put their hands on you or do something physical violence or something. You don't want to marry nobody like that. You don't want to get involved with somebody like that. But a lot of our sisters will get involved with these guys, even though they're very dangerous men. They get involved with them, right? Oh, Sister Wanda. Yeah, women drank the Kool-Aid. Yeah, they did. They did. They stopped calling themselves wives. They made this how bad it is, Sister Wanda. They made it look like you are an idiot for calling yourself a wife. You should be calling yourself what they call a life partner. I'm his life partner. I thought you was his wife. No, I ain't no wife. Wife is a derogatory term. It is. When did wife become a derogatory term? Since in the last 40 years, last 30 years. No. So now look at the position that women are in now because of all this situation. Look at the position that women are in. You go out there and you have, well, Sister Wanda, how do we fix it now? How do we fix it now? The women have to fix it, Sister Wanda. The men are not going to fix it. You're not going to rewire men. Women have to fix it. They have to get to the point where they accept the situation for what it is. This situation is going to be like it is. Men are going to be the way they're going to be. Okay, so you have to accept that. So how do we fix it from that? Looking at it from that angle, how do we fix it? You got to promote the value in yourself by saying stuff like this. Hey, brother, wait, did I see you wearing some other clothes? Here, why don't you bring those clothes by my house and I'll wash them for you. And then I'll make you a plate or something. And then you don't do this for everybody, but you do this for a dude that you might be seeing on a regular basis, right? And once, I'm telling you, it's so easy to get good black men. It is so easy. But women have drank the Kool-Aid and they don't want to do the work. It's so easy. It's so easy. See, but y'all spend time listening to Yala Van Zant, single, Oprah Winfrey, single, Tyra Banks, single, Halle Berry, single, Ricky Lake, single, all of these different women, Wendy Williams, single. You listen to all these women that got all of this notoriety and they got all this money and notoriety, but they ain't got no man. They ain't got no man. And now you got women out here promoting that, hey, you know, you don't need no man. You don't need no man. Get the money, girl, get the money. Okay, so you get the money. But at a certain point, you're gonna get to the point where your medicine's gonna be up there on that counter, and you're gonna want somebody else's medicine up there with your medicine, right? That's the goal, right? We want to live long enough to where we got matching medicines up there, or matching what you call that, supplements up there, whatever, right? Because we're gonna get older. You know, being young, being single is cute. There ain't nothing cute about a single old lady. It's just nothing cute about that. That's why we got to get ourselves together. Sister Wanda, most of our mothers are single too. We never had a chance. That's the thing. That's the thing. That's why I love the Obamas. I may not agree with Obama on a lot of his political stances on things, but he was really truly a good example of a family man. He was a good family man. Michelle Obama was a good example of a family woman. She was a good family woman. We used to have all kind of different TV shows that showed a family, a cohesive family, a functional family. Now, when you look on TV, if you look on a black show on TV, you're gonna see dysfunction. You're gonna see it be dysfunctional, and then you know what? Our people will say they're keeping it real because they're being dysfunctional. It's ridiculous, but it's the mentality that we have, self-destructive mentality. We're just self-destructive. I wish our women would listen. See, but a guy like me, I'm sitting out here talking, telling you, hey, this is how women. Now you, Sister Wanda, you listening. But most of the women out there, they ain't gonna listen. They're not listening to this message. They want the world to turn around for them. They want the world to say, oh, okay, this what you want? We give you what you want. We give you a man that's 6'5" with 200 making 200K a year, and all he wants is to see you smile. That's probably not gonna happen. It's probably not gonna happen if you're in your mid-40s. That's probably not gonna happen. So how do we fix it? How do we fix it? You gotta go to the youth. You gotta go to these younger women, and women gotta go to younger women. But there's another issue that we got. Here's another issue that we have. A lot of the women that's in their mid-40s today and 50s and mid-40s and late 30s, they're competing with the younger women, 19, 18, 20. They're competing with those women. So in an effort to compete with those women, they will not give the younger women the game because they're trying to get the same dudes. It's not till they fail, not until they fall off or they get hit by the wall, whichever one comes first. Now they say, oh, okay, I'm done. Sister Wanda, my mom is a single old lady and she's giving up. My mom was too. And I knew no man would marry my mom. My mom used to always say, yes, guy offered to marry me. I said, okay. Because I knew my mom. My mom was too headstrong. She was not going to make things nice for a new husband. She was not going to make it nice. She was not. And, I get that. But she wouldn't listen. And unfortunately, your mom probably be in the same situation where they feel they just gave up. They just said, forget it. It's all men. Is it? Is it all men? Could it be that you are not presenting yourself as a person that will bring some value to the man's life? Women don't want a man that's not going to bring no value to their life, right? So why should a man be interested in a woman where he can't see the value in what she's going to do? I mean, most women say, oh, my physical appearance, that's the value I'm bringing to the situation. I got this many followers on Instagram. I got this many followers on YouTube. That ain't going to get it, boo. That ain't going to get it. If you really want men, take my advice. Get active, as the MTR said, get active. Stop sitting around. Stop going to dinner with your girlfriend. Stop going to hot girl summer. Stop it. You're wasting time. Go to places where men of value are at. The law library, the medical library, runs for different causes, walks for different causes, art classes, seminars. You got to go places where guys that's doing stuff are at. Sister Wanda, no, it's not all men. You giving me a lot to pray about. I appreciate you. Oh, Sister Wanda, thank you. I appreciate you. I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to put it out there. See, nobody, if you go around right now, you go look at all of the YouTubers that's out there doing live stream right now. None of them will be talking about these topics. They won't hit these topics. So I know it's my job to hit them. But that means that I'm not going to have as quick a ride to the top. My ride's going to be a lot slower than these guys because I'm talking about topics that are really important, but nobody will hit them. Nobody will hit these topics. It is what it is, but that's my job. That's why I'm here. Yeah, so what is undefined? What's undefined? We already said that undefined situation is where they don't put a box on whatever they're doing. That to me is also bad news for, but like I said, all of this depends on the type of sexual structure you have will depend upon the morality of the group and the goals of the group. If the group has a group mentality that monogamy is a-okay, then that's what they're gonna do. But just know that, hey, that's the best way to go because that's how neighborhoods are built. That's how cities are built. That's how counties are built. That's how states are built. That's how countries are built off the nuclear family. There's no country, you can't find me one country that's doing well. Well, it's polygamous. It's a totally 100% polygamous, where the women can have men, the men can have women. You might even have a polygamy where it's men have wives. I think we've adapted to that. But where is it where one woman's got two men? That'll never work. It'll never work in the long term because somebody has to be in charge. Somebody has to be the alpha dog. And who is it? If an emergency pops up, who do you listen to? One man says run this way, another man says run that way. Who are you going to listen to? And whoever you don't listen to in that situation, are their feelings going to be hurt? It's an ugly situation. It's an ugly situation. I think we went over the benefits of all of these different things. Let me give you some closing remarks. My thing is this. If you're not going to be monogamous, why get married? Why should you get married if you know you don't want to be with this man? You know you're not sexually attracted to them. Because you loving somebody you can love somebody and not be sexually attracted to them. I knew a lady that was in the same situation. This guy treated her like a queen. All she had to do was ask for it, he'd get it. He's the type of guy, woman, you walking down the street, him and her walking down the street arm in arm. They see something in the store. She's looking at it. He's watching her admire it. When she goes to do something else, he'd come back and buy the thing that she was looking at. He was that type of dude. Well, Brother Clarence, what happened? Sounds great. What happened? He wasn't cutting in the bedroom. He wasn't cutting in the bedroom. Why? Because the girl had a standard in her head already. She had a standard that he couldn't measure up to. So he eventually got pushed out. Good dude. But he got pushed out. Unfortunately for him. I don't think there's no benefits to being in an undefined situation where it's just go for it type of dog pile type of situation. I don't think it's any benefits there. I discussed the benefits of monogamy. I discussed the benefits of polygamy, where in this instance the definition of the word is to have the definition of the word is to have more than one sexual partner. It's sad. It's the truth. Yes, it's one. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. But it's the reality of the situation. Now, you want to hear the saddest part? Out of all three situations, monogamy is the best situation for children. Monogamy is the best situation for children. Polygamy and undefined situation, that just throws their head into a soup. And they could either be strong enough to deal with it or not be able to be strong enough to deal with it. But it puts their head in the soup. All of that confusion. You have confusion on the body count. I mean, that lady on the interview with the Satan Center, she said she has sex with multiple men plus both of her husbands. How can I value your vagina if everyone has access to it? How then is your vagina valuable to me? But she couldn't answer those questions. Paternity can be an issue. Let's say you get pregnant. Whose baby is it? Whose baby is it? Sister Wanda, her loss. Yeah. Whose baby is it? If she gets pregnant, whose baby is it? You got two husbands and you're dealing with two men in the same day. Whose baby is it? You got to go do a DNA test, right? But you don't want to be even in a position where you got to do a DNA test because you let so much time go between having different men. But like you say, Sister Wanda, most women today are not like that. Most women are just not like that today. Creates confusion, man. Polygamy, I mean, see, and I'm not stupid. I know that we say monogamy, but actually a lot of us practice polygamy, right? Got a girlfriend on the side here, girlfriend on the side there. Depending on your economic output, you can have as many women as you want, like Kevin Samuel said, right? But it breeds confusion. And the children don't understand, okay, what am I doing here? What's going on? They don't understand a lot of times what's happening. It's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. Like I said, the value of a woman, and in a polygamy situation and an undefined situation where they have multiple partners, what's the value? Where's the value in this woman? Most men value a woman based on the fact that there's limited access to her vagina. The more limited the access to her vagina, the more she's valued. That's in most cases of real thinking men. But women don't think like that. Women think like, I can have sex with a whole bunch of guys and it's not going to be no problem. It is going to be a problem. It is going to be a problem. It's going to come out. It's going to come out. Health-wise, is it really healthy to have sex with multiple partners in today's day and age? Is it really healthy? Multiple men, multiple women? I don't know. It doesn't sound too healthy to me. But we're all protected, Brother Clarence. How? All you need is one slip on that condom, and that's it. From anybody. And of course, the wall is coming. The wall is coming. The wall is undefeated. You're only going to be able to play the swinger game for so long, and then the wall is coming. You got to get in. You have to be, the best thing to do is be a wife before the wall comes. Because once you're on the other side of the wall, it's going to be real difficult to try to convince somebody to come over there and join you over there. Oh no, I got guys in my DMs all the time. Yeah, they're trying to have sex with you. They're not trying to marry you. Nobody trying to marry you. That's for sure. Not in that situation anyway. Well, y'all, I think I covered just about everything. Oh, hold on. Sister Wanda got another question. We were not taught this though. Yeah, you're not taught this. You're not taught none of this stuff. That's why I'm having this channel for you, Sister Wanda, because you ain't being taught none of this stuff. And if you knew it, you would do better. Not you personally, but I mean, just people would do better if they knew this stuff already. But most people don't know this stuff. They got to find out all of this stuff the hard way. That's why I'm going to start a marriage and relationship channel as well. I'm going to start that as well. I'll give you guys that information, but I'm going to start a marriage and relationship channel as well, so that I can give out some of this game. Sister Wanda, we were never taught to value our virginity if you were born after 1969. Yeah, you weren't. You weren't. They told you your virginity was a trap, a way for them to hold you back, right? That's what they're telling you about your virginity. They ain't telling you your virginity. That you got something worth more than gold. Your virginity, or just your low body count. But like I said before, some people, we got people that have made mistakes. So what you should do is get a total body cleanse. You get the total body cleanse. That shows a man that you ain't holding on to nobody. There ain't nobody in the past you holding on to. But y'all don't hear me though. You about 10 years behind me, what I'm saying. Right now, I'm like, oh man, that's too much. Okay. And then 10 years from now, y'all will be like, you know what? Maybe I'll give that a try. Sure. I'm telling you, go cook the man some meals. Oh no, I'm not no slave. Okay. The white women and the Asian women and the Latino women are running right past you, getting to these black men who ain't never had nobody doing stuff like that for them. They scoop them up like that. Why? Because they never had nobody cleaning their clothes, washing they never had nobody doing that for them. So y'all stop letting yourself get played. And then y'all got to go to alternative lifestyles to have the same type of meaningful relationship, or quote unquote meaningful relationship. You got to do it in polygamy in undefined circumstances. I'm going to say this and then I'm going to wrap up. If you are not ready to marry, don't accept no wedding ring or engagement ring or whatever. Don't accept it if you're not ready to marry. Sister Wanda, I see that you really want some good information, so I'm trying to give you this good game. Sister Wanda, would a man really care about a body cleanse? Let me tell you something, Sister Wanda. You go show a man that you're taking a cleanse. You saying, I'm doing this so that I can prepare myself to be in a relationship, an intimate situation with you. This is what I'm willing to do. It's easy money, man. Ain't no women out there doing that. It's easy. That's easy money. It's just like you show up to the man's job with a bag of fried chicken and some vegetables and some brown rice or whatever. What women are doing that? Women ain't doing that. It's easy out here to get men. It's easy. Men are so easy to get. The reason why women are having such hard times is because you've been wired to step on your own toes. I ain't no slave, and you ain't gonna get none of this unless I get a ring. Sister Keisha, hi, brother Clarence. I will watch the replay. I know you will, Sister Keisha. Yeah, I understand you guys be at work and doing everything like that. So I understand most of my views are gonna be on the replay. I got it. But thank you Thank you for stopping by, Sister Keisha. But let's get back to your question, Sister Wanda. Would a man really care about a body cleanse? Absolutely. You show a man that what you're willing to do, because most women won't. Well, most black women, white, Asian, and Latinos, man, they willing to do whatever. They understand the seriousness of the situation, and they willing to go after the top tier men. Whatever the top tier men want them to do, they running to try to do it. Meanwhile, black women, you guys are dealing with the bottom 20% of men, thinking that they're going to do something and they don't end up doing nothing. Just telling the truth. How many women are going to go right now and are dating a man and go say to the man, you know what? I got a whole body cleanse. You know, I know we just started dating, but I got a whole body cleanse and I need to fast from sex for about 30 days. You know what he's going to say in his head? If you fasting from me sex for 30 days, then you got to fast from everybody else for 30 days. And so you want to do that to start a relationship with me? Wow. That's what's going to go off in his head. That's what's going to go off in his head. Sister Wanda, you got so much game, brother. Thank you. See you next time. Appreciate you, Sister Wanda. Anytime. Thank you. This was your this was your live stream today. Appreciate you, Sister Wanda. Appreciate you. Handle your business. Do whatever you got to do. Handle your business. Catch us on the replay. So, y'all see what happened? Y'all see what happened? What's better? Monogamy, polygamy, or undefined circumstances? Well, like I said, it depends on what your tribe wants to accomplish. If you want to build a nation, monogamy is the best way to go if you're trying to build a nation. If you're just trying to have sex, then polygamy is going to be the best way to go. Brother Chef, peace to you, man. Peace to you. Man, Brother Chef, I need to holler at you, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to catch up to you in these streets somewhere, man. I mean, not like you in trouble or nothing like that, brother. I just want to holler at you, check your spirit, man. Check your temperature, see if you're okay. And we all giving blessings to you, man, for you and your family, man, for your grandfather, man. For those of y'all that don't know, Chef lost his grandfather a little while ago. So if you got it in your heart, put some peace and blessings out there for Chef and his family, because they going through that situation. Chef at Keisha, okay. Yeah. But yeah, getting back to it depends on the tribe. It depends on what your tribe wants. If your tribe is trying to build a nation, you're going to have to go with monogamy. If your tribe is trying to build, just have a good time, you're going to go with polygamy. You can't build a nation on polygamy. Total polygamy? No, you can't build a nation on that. If you could build a nation on polygamy, a nation would already be built. No, polygamy is the alternate situation when there are so many women available and you have a few men out there. Then polygamy becomes the option out there on the table for men to deal with, not women. I don't believe at any point the side of polygamy where women can have more than one man. I don't agree with that. I agree with the men having more than one woman, but in certain circumstances, not just gluttony. I don't feel like just because you're a glut, you should be having all these women. No, I don't feel that way. It should be a value. If the woman comes into your life, it should be a value to you, your family, the other wife, the first wife. It should be a value. There should be some value to it. That's how we did it back where we come from. We didn't just take wives just to be having sex with them. We took on wives because the new wife brought value to the situation. We went through the benefits of all of these different things. You guys want to see all of that stuff? Come back and catch us on the replay. We just did everything. We did everything. We did 2 hours and 29 minutes. And I know Chef got to go because he got to, King's probably on the air now. So Chef, don't get in no trouble. Get on out of here, man. Go ahead and handle your business. We appreciate you. We love you, brother. Go ahead and handle your business, man. I'm about to shut this down. Keisha, I'll probably see you over there because I'll probably run by and tell the guys, have a great show. I'm going to shut this down. Let me show y'all. Let me share with y'all who's on now from our little community. Let me share with y'all. The Mothership is on. They got the Poor Man Podcast on there. Suzette Speaks is on. Chantel Simone is on. I don't see the Kings. What's going on? You guys ain't on tonight, Chef? I usually see the Kings up in here. Yeah, I don't see them. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna shut this down. You guys go out there and go deal with some happier topics. Come back. We'll probably be back here on Sunday morning. Y'all come through, check us out, and we'll go over should we be protecting the Black woman? Is the Black woman to be protected? If so, what does that look like? What does protecting the Black woman look like? And how can we do it? How can we get it done? And what does the Black woman feel about us protecting her? Maybe I can get Sister Hanifa to come on here, or Sister Keisha, one of you guys, to cam up and come on here. I'm not the lead attorney. I don't care if you have an avatar. I'm cool with that. Anyway, y'all have a good rest of y'all evening, and I will see y'all on Sunday. Peace.